Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Good evening. I've got some fun plans for tonight. Hopefully we have a good show. Hopefully. Tonight's environmentally themed. We're going to be thinking about trying to do what's good for people around us, but we're also going to be thinking a bit about health. Health is always a subject here. We're going to be talking about the health, physical health, mental health, all kinds of health. And speaking of health, if anybody is experiencing trouble with their physical or mental health, I am not really a doctor. Just want to get that out there. I am not really a doctor. If you think you need a doctor, please go get one. So now with that out of the way, let me welcome some folks in. Let me take this off the screen real quick. Hold on. All right. Martin Bandier, fat in 2024 and 2025. I'm a big believer in the fat at any size movement, where no matter what size you are, you can still identify as fat, or you can choose not to identify as fat. It's whatever you want to be, I guess, right? No, it's just a joke. That's just a joke. All right. Yeah, she is getting boring and lame. See, Nutty, okay, well, hopefully you get in soon. Welcome in. Lady Nighthawk, yes, thank you very much, anybody. If you're enjoying the show, please hit thumbs up. And Foodie is back, by the way. I know I didn't mention it in my description for tonight's show, but that's because I wrote it this morning before she was back. I'm only going to be covering her very briefly because there's not much to cover. But yeah, all right. Yes, but everyone, please hit the thumbs up button. If you're not subscribed, feel free. Hopefully you'll enjoy the channel, enjoy the show, try to keep it entertaining. Elizu, what's up, tubes? Empress Shavadin, woohoo! Good to see you tonight. Linda Lou, got to see her in a hospital bed before I believe this liar. Linda, I think Foodie is a lying liar who lies, especially tonight. And one thing she is not lying is she is not lying on her deathbed. At least I don't think she is. I mean, would say, hey, Fiesta, welcome in tonight. Hope you're having a good night. Good to see you again. Oh, no problem. No, I'm not really a doctor. Hey, welcome in, Mags. Tashani, hi, how you doing? Very cute cat you got there. Dainty Gorilla, welcome in. Oh, Mount Jaro for the win. That's awesome to hear, Hippie. Stop. I'm always happy to hear people having success with their weight loss. You've been using Mount Jaro now for a few months, I believe, right? And anybody who's not aware, I think most people here know Hippieista. She's had a lot of success working on her weight over time, and just lately she's been using Mount Jaro to try to stay on the right track, and I think that's really awesome. I myself have been, oh yes, my poll in the chat. Welcome in again, Dainty Gorilla. All the above. Everybody, be sure to check the poll. We got a poll tonight. I'm asking people's opinion. What do you think is the real cause of Chantal's temporary disappearance from YouTube? Oh, and also let me give a quick little update. Skinny Queen, I know, is going to be on later tonight. I'm going to be on there for just a little bit. Can't stay up too late, but I will be on there just a little bit to say hi. I know she's going to be covering some stuff tonight as well. At least I assume she is. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Maybe she might come in and say hi. Yes, please, JB Carpenter. Welcome in. Make sure your chat settings are to all messages so you don't miss any of these great comments. YouTube will sneak them out of you. Oh, welcome in, Belmai. Somebody remembers those commercials, right? Oh, welcome in, Queen of Awesome. Hope you're having a great night. Oh, that's fantastic to hear that your mom is doing a little bit better. Yeah, always happy to hear some good news. Welcome in, Patty. Welcome in. And I'll share a little bit of semi-positive news. It's unfortunately, I gained back a few pounds, and again, gained back those 4 pounds I lost, and now they're back off again. I keep gaining and losing the same 4 pounds, but as long as I'm losing it as much as I'm gaining it, right? Okay, so let's do the big reveal. And then we're going to cover the more, I think is the more fun story is but I got to cover the news. I got to cover the foodie news, especially because it's so quick, even though I know that we're all sick of it at this point. So let me pull up the latest Foodie vid. She reports a health scare. Apparently Foodie has had a health scare. And I want to ask you folks what you think it is. I kind of already spoiled the story with my poll. I'll let you folks I'll admit which of those options. So I'll tell you this now up front. One of those four is what I think is the real cause. One of those four that I put as the options, but who's to say for sure? I did watch this briefly just to get an idea what's going on, so I wouldn't be totally ignorant. But I don't remember all of it, so I'm going to be reacting to this semi-fresh.
So I'm sure most of you have been waiting.
I'll make sure this is being properly shared. Oh, it's just a black screen. Wonderful. Foodie with the black screen. Let me share it, I guess. There we go. An update. Foodie with the black screen. Welcome in, Susie Q. Oh, welcome in, Nirvana. Hope you're having a good night. Oh, fantastic. Glad you had a good night training. I'm always happy to hear people are working on being on their health, whatever it is, whether it's good eating, good exercise. Oh, welcome in, Nutty. No problem. She ate Salah. I thought that it was something with Salah too, because I thought it was something involving poop, maybe. Okay, so yeah, let's let it run a bit. Let's let it run. Hopefully I'm sharing the tab.
For this. I apologize in advance for the quality of this video.
Good.
Because
good theory, Susie.
I don't really have the energy to edit, even put pictures up for you. I can't. So, it's not going to be edited, so there's going to be a lot of pauses and stuff like that. While I'm alive.
Do you hear that heavy breathing? That's like even heavy for normal. And by the way, I love Susie's comment here that it thinks it's a way to just get Salah off her back and get also, I think also to get the Beezers off her back, because the Beezers are very gullible and they still want Chantal to be healthy, but they're gullible enough that if she says, "Oh, I'm sick, I can't do it," they'll just, "Oh my God, oh, I'm so sorry for you."
Clearly, I don't know what's wrong with me. I think it was, the 19th, maybe around noon. I started feeling.
Well, Mags, you know what? You are more than welcome to stay here, and if you get a little sleepy and drift off to little Nemo's dreamland, have a good night and catch you on the replay. But if you don't have trouble sleeping, you're more than welcome to stay here.
Feeling really dizzy and nauseous, and like I just want to sleep. Mm-hmm. So I went to bed.
Yes, sad fishing. Good way to describe it.
Downhill from there. I had chills, fever. I don't know if you guys have ever had a fever dream. Oh my!
She said chills and fever. Okay, have any of you ever had a fever dream? I think so. I mean, if everybody in Foodie's audience is over the age of 10, they've probably had a fever dream once. I mean, I think everybody has. Maybe I'm wrong. I at least I certainly have. Had more than a few fevers in my day. But yeah, apparently it's just some generic illness. We're going to hear more details in a moment. But I really liked, yes, Linda Lou, the excessive heavy breathing. I think she's trying to make herself sound sicker than she is. But yes, and also this here, I don't know what is wrong with me. Yeah, right? She doesn't know what's wrong with her. Her health is catching up to her, very much so. And what was a comment here? Food poisoning. Linda Lou said, I'm wondering, I had this thought earlier. Does anybody else think that a stomach ache is proportional to the size of your stomach? Because if having a bigger stomach means having a bigger stomach ache, then wouldn't Chantal have like the most massive stomach ache possible? And if that's not the case, then I'm still surprised that she doesn't get stomach aches, considering that she's always eating takeout. And those takeout places, at least in America, are notorious for not having the best cleanliness standards.
Oh my gosh.
I doubt it's much better in Kuwait.
So those were fun. I got drenched in sweat.
I don't mean to laugh at the Beezers. I'm laughing at Chantal, how mean she is to do that. The only people in the world who actually care enough to like really care about her are the ones who would want to leave a comment on that video. The people who can't leave comments are the ones who would genuinely want to say something nice. It's just, I don't know. Sometimes I don't understand how her brain works, at least not as well as some others.
that's still happening. The waking up drenched in sweat. I haven't eaten like anything
Yes.
since the 19th.
Welcome
except
in, Breeze
for
Freeze.
I tried having like water, and then I tried having water with salt, sea salt, and lemon, and that's just too gross. And I know I'll throw it up. So I only threw up once, but the nausea is bad.
She says she only threw up once, but the nausea is bad. Again, this is, I mean, it's okay to get sick once in a while. And I will say this, I'm surprised Chantal is not sick, at least with stomach problems, more often. Maybe she has like a really good stomach immune system because she eats so much takeout. Like she probably has a lot of bacteria in her gut already.
I had a few berries, like fresh blueberries. Those were pretty good, but
Just
I
a
don't
few
have
berries.
really much of an appetite. But I'm gonna try, for energy's sake, to have something healthy, just even a few bites.
Just for the sake of energy. Just for the sake of energy, she's going to have a few bites. You know what that reminds me of? Glitter and Lasers, when she says just for the sake of her protein. She's got to have a few grams of protein in the morning just to satiate her needs.
Because I want to
As
try to
she
get
eats a
the
sausage
energy
roll.
to go see a doctor.
Really, Jamie? That's interesting, actually. I guess, you know, some people get sick more than others. Maybe I was a sickly child. I don't know, but I've had a few, like I've had a couple very high fevers throughout my life, and I would do a lot of sleeping when I did. Maybe I just remember my dreams better. That could be it. It could just be a matter of who remembers their dreams. I think everybody might have them.
So,
Good question,
I'll have
Nutty.
to keep you guys
And welcome
updated
in.
on what happens at the doctor.
Right?
So, I think this has been
Oh,
the
no.
most sick I've ever been in my life.
Well, Mags, you know what? I'll tell you this, and this is. I'm not a doctor, but I could give a real tip on this one. I've had nightmares a few times, and I find that the worst thing you can do if you have a nightmare or a fever dream or anything like that is to go right back to sleep. If you go right back to sleep, sometimes you'll just pick right up where you left off. That's happened to me plenty of times where I'll have a nightmare, I'll wake myself up, I'll snap out of it, and I'll go back down to bed, and I'll immediately have the exact same nightmare or a different one or just the best thing to do if you have a bad sleep, like you wake up in a bad way like that, is get yourself up, go use the restroom, have a glass of water or milk or whatever just don't have a lot to eat or anything, but just have something to just clear your mind and then go lay back down.
Honestly, I don't know how to explain it. Just headache, dizzy,
Foodie lies.
The nausea, the chills, the fever. Being thirsty.
Interesting.
I know, it's coincidence.
Grilla, I was joking about the immune system when I said that she must have a strong immune system from all the junk that she eats. But in reality, her hyper obesity, along with her poor diet choices, probably lead to a weak immune system. In reality, along with the mostly, well, I should say, the poorly controlled blood diabetes. I think that's the right way to say it. That altogether would lead to a weakened immune system. So that makes sense.
I get sick right after I go see the camel again, and it spits in my face.
The camel, yes. And some of you in the chat said that, and I alluded to that in the poll. She did just get some camel spitting in her eye. Now, let me ask some of you folks. I know we did the poll, and I'm going to close the poll soon, but I want to make sure I give everybody a chance to, I know a few more people might still fill in, so I want to give a few more people a chance to answer the poll. But, yeah, camel crud. It's a real thing. I don't remember exactly, but I do believe there's like an illness that can be transferred from camels to humans. Now, I know that most animal diseases are not communicable to humans, transmissible. Not sure which is the right word, but I know that I know that most animals, they can't the diseases can't transmit to humans. But I do believe there are some, and maybe spitting in her eye might have caused that. I hope not. I mean, I don't wish that on anybody, but I will say this. Chantal has bothered the camels how many times? How many times has she been told to stop bothering the wild camels? And these weren't like totally wild. There was a farmer or an owner who owned the land or something, But still, even Salah said to her, don't mess with them. They can spit on you. He said, even he told her.
I don't know if it's related to that. It could be, but usually with camels, it's
welcome in, Gabs. No
you're
problem.
at risk of getting Middle Eastern respiratory syndrome or MERS. It's a form of COVID.
Okay, thank you.
Which attacks your respiratory system. Mine is okay. I mean, I'm heavy breathing a little bit now because I spend most of my time in bed, laying down with my CPAP, and yeah, like 24/7.
Agreed.
I have sores inside my nose that are really painful.
Ooh,
I don't know where they come from.
You know something, Elizio? I like that theory. I was thinking something too, that it might be something like a long-term condition that's manifesting. Because if you listen toward the end of the video, she rambles on a bit, but she eventually starts talking about other things that sound a little bit more chronic than acute.
I don't know if it's from the CPAP or what.
Welcome in, Breeze Freeze. Glad to have you for your first time.
Just, you know,
first timers always welcome here.
To just rest. I've just been sleeping, honestly.
Welcome in, Mushy.
I didn't even have the energy to answer people, like family and stuff like that.
I think, Susie, that's a good question. I think she's trying to flex that she hasn't eaten in 3 days. Like, oh, well, I have not eaten since the 19th. That proves I'm sick because everybody knows that I would be eating if I wasn't really sick. I think that's what she's trying to say there. I think she's trying to pretend, use that as her proof that she's truly sick. Oh, look, I'm truly sick. I couldn't even eat. But who knows, right?
I did answer them eventually, but like for the first few days, first couple of days, I was like,
just a few berries. Sounds
so
fine.
If you message me,
welcome in, Sour Cat.
It's nothing personal. Just,
thank you so much.
Not well. So
yep.
I don't even have the energy to talk and explain to everybody.
Camel toe. You're right. That's I'm not even gonna think about what could be causing that. But
I don't know.
Darn.
When I'll be.
That might be transmissible.
Right. I don't know if I'll have to go into the hospital.
Ooh, that's fantastic, Bags.
I hope not, but I have a feeling that I'll need to probably get
42 pounds is a heck of a lot of weight, especially for a female. That's a great amount of weight. I don't know what your goal weight is, but that is a fantastic amount lost.
On some fluids or something. So,
MERS. I think something respiratory syndrome, Middle Eastern respiratory syndrome, maybe. I'm just guessing, to be fair.
I've just been in bed praying.
Right? Where is he?
Praying and praying and praying until I fall asleep, and asking for mercy and help to feel better.
Interesting. I'm not familiar with that, Eliza. Welcome in, Denise W. And welcome into anybody I missed. Let me say that also. I don't say that enough. My apologies if I miss anybody. I see there's a lot of chat tonight, which I love. But if I miss anybody, I want to apologize up front. And thank you to any lurkers. You're always appreciated. And thank you to anybody watching the replay. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. As far as what do you think is Chantal's real health issue? Because I think she's going to get to the crux of it in a moment.
And ask for forgiveness for damaging my health that I have. Taking it for granted. Like a joke. I don't care if I have an eating
autoimmune dromedary syndrome. There you go.
Part of my language.
Autoimmune dromedary syndrome.
Which the fuck it is.
It probably is. Camel pox.
Something I have to take control of.
Camel toe infection. Thank you, Epista.
I hate when people are like.
Exactly. Don't touch the wild animals.
It's not your fault. You don't have control over this. People like in some programs and some.
Okay. I like how Chantal says that here. I know I'm a little behind on the comments, so I'm gonna rush ahead just a little. I don't want to miss anybody saying just coming in though. Let me just rush through a little bit here. Welcome in. I don't miss anybody here. Welcome in, Blue Eyes. Welcome in, McGeezy. My apologies if I miss any screens. Yes, it is just a black screen from Foodie. I know it's very low effort. Let me put on my little video at least. There, we at least have something to watch. Or actually, hold on. I got one with Foodie on it. Here we go. No, I don't want to have Elisa Jordan on tonight. Here we go. This is good. There we go. That's what we're gonna have. This. Okay, let me get back to the comments here. She does not want to get better. Exactly. And they could have been sick. Very good point, Patty. I did not look. Welcome in, Kitty J. Welcome in. Kitty J did some really great videos this week. She did ones on Foodie's health. Definitely check her out. Feel free to post a link, Kitty J. Yeah, but there's really great stuff. Yes, and she's always scratching the feral cats. Welcome in, Detective Coaches. She has not even gone a few hours without eating. I agree 100%.
About how to tackle binge eating, that you're powerless over it. What if that's been my problem the whole time? Is thinking I'm powerless.
She talks about thinking she's powerless, which is, I don't know if that's what she believes, but then she goes on to say she prays to feel better. I believe in the power of prayer. I'm a Christian, but at the same time, I believe, pray if you're drowning, pray to survive, but swim for shore. You got to work on your health. You can't just pray. Prayer alone is not sufficient. And I think Foodie is just doing the prayer by itself plan, and that's not going to cut it. Welcome in, Nancy. I love that. That's such a little kid thing to do. Is she a dromedary? I don't know. She's certainly got a big lump in the middle, right? She loves speculation, to be fair. Welcome in again, Nagizi. I don't know if I welcomed you earlier properly. Ooh, I like that theory. And in fact, I think that makes sense. That maybe she held it for so long, for some reason or another, she couldn't get out of bed because she was feeling ill. So she held it, and that compounded the illness as a kidney infection. I like that theory.
So I'm going to start trying to eat healthy, small amounts, maybe some soup, something like this, vegetable soup, I don't know.
Oh, that's awesome, Kitty J. Thank you for coming in.
And I have to talk to the doctor about all that stuff because, yeah, I just want to make sure I'm eating the right things. And I think I'll go see a different doctor this time.
Okay. This part here where she says she's going to go see a different doctor this time. The last doctor said she was a dead woman walking. So I thought that doctor was pretty accurate. Yeah, exactly, Lizu. Obesity is not something that you can pray away. It's something that takes a lot of time, a lot of effort. Mags right here understands. I mean, that is just a fantastic weight loss. You must feel like a whole different person. That's just, that's just awesome to hear. I'm always happy to hear somebody doing well. Yeah, I agree with that, Nirvana. And I don't like to push any belief onto anybody either, but yeah, I think that makes sense. You know what, Susie Q? That's one way to look at it. That Chantal, when she thinks about this is probably the first time in a long time that she's really thought about anybody suffering. Remember during Ramadan when you're supposed to think about the poor and the impoverished? And she was like, she didn't even bother to consider trying to fast. She was using it as an excuse to overeat. So I think that says a lot about Foodie's intentions. Yeah, bed rot for sure now, right? Somebody mentioned getting in the pool to get the illness. That's possible too. That is possible. Not eating the right things. Agreed. And if Foodie really is sick, this is the time when she needs to be making sure to eat right. She can't just, a couple berries I mean, at the moment, she has so much body fat that I don't think a few days off eating is really going to matter as long as she stays hydrated. But the longer it goes on, the more important it is to start eating right. Because she wants to develop good eating habits.
So, but at least I have a bit of appetite back, which is kind of a good sign, but I'm still so lethargic and tired. Yep. And I just want to be curled up in bed. 1 minute I'm hot, 1 minute I'm cold, but I got to go out. I know it.
Nutty, I don't think she is. And here's why. If she was in Canada, maybe she would be, but in Kuwait, she has to pay for it. She just said herself, I think she already said it, or maybe she says it later, that she's thinking of seeing a doctor. Now, I know Foodie's lazy and she doesn't like to see doctors. And speaking as somebody who's not a fan of seeing doctors, even Dr. Phil is not a big fan of going to the doctor. And I'm usually pretty healthy and I still don't like going to see the doctor. if she has not gone to see the doctor, it's hard for me to believe that she is so deathly ill as she wants us to feel she is. And of course, she's going to move the goalposts and later say, well, I never said I was deathly ill. But that's the impression I get, that Foodie is not really that sick. Because again, if she was, she would have gone to the doctor, even if it was expensive. Considering how much she spends on takeout, it would be a much better deal to go to the doctor and make sure she's healthy. But that's not how she's going to invest her money or time.
Bit of strength, so I'm gonna try to, like I said, get something super healthy. There's a lot of healthy food services here that make really clean, healthy, diabetic friendly food.
Ooh, I didn't know that. That's
So I'll just maybe have something enough to get some strength.
You know something? That'd be interesting to see if Salah catches it. Because if he does get sick, that would indicate that it might be that. But again, if she might just have a stomach ache or something, right? Yeah, and it is so worth it to diet, to get healthy. And when I say diet, I don't mean a diet in the sense like a crash diet. I mean a healthy, nutritious meal plan. That's what I mean. That's a very satisfying thing. Yeah, she is deathly ill. Deathly ill. 7 cups of rice. Oh, that is so awesome, Nirvana. I think that is fantastic. You know, you've in the last few months, you have really like dedicated yourself to this, and you've made so much progress. And that's why I sometimes maybe I sound a little harsh, but when I hear about people working out and exercising, I expect to see results, and because most of the time you do. And I understand some people have biological reasons or other reasons why their results are going to come a little more slowly, and I totally respect that. But if somebody doesn't have that working against them, it's impressive sometimes how quickly people can achieve their results with some dedication. So a lot of respect to you there. I mean, and Mags too. Look how much weight she's got.
Will take me to the doctor. I'm sorry I'm talking like this. It must be annoying to listen to, but this is all I can give you right now, honestly. I'm so depleted. I weighed myself 2 days ago.
It's double, triple ramen.
Like 152 kg.
What? She said she weighed 152 kilograms the other day? She said she weighed 152. Did I hear that right? Let's go back. I could not have heard that correctly. 152 kilograms. That's what? 330 pounds. She's claiming that she's lost over. Foodie's claiming that she's lost over 40 pounds in the last month. I don't believe that. I so don't believe that. The only way she's lost 40 pounds is if she cut her foot off.
I weighed myself 2 days ago. And I was like 152 kg.
No, I don't believe it.
I'm not saying that as like a victory. I'm just telling you in real.
Foodie is lying. Foodie has gained 150 pounds. You know what doesn't lie? Her face doesn't lie. I mean, her face does a lot of lying, but I mean, her lying face lies a lot. But the shape of her face tells the truth. Like these hips don't lie. Like Shakira's hips don't lie. Foodie's cheeks don't lie. Look at how her glasses fit her face. The area under her eyes has gotten so bulgy and puffy. The area above her eyes has gotten so bulgy and puffy with pads of fat that it can't be hidden. And I'm not saying that just purely to be rude. I'm saying that because she is so full of crap, lying, claiming that she's losing weight when she's visibly gaining weight. And we're going to cover, I've got a perfect video in a moment that's going to demonstrate that.
You know, the weight loss and being sick. It's not in a healthy way, so there's nothing to celebrate. Anyway,
yeah,
that's an update for you. I'm sorry that I worried so many
wow.
People. I can imagine how worried some people were because
I hope
my health is not good. So
that's not good.
Yeah, coincidentally happened right after the camp.
Oh, that makes me happy, Susie Q. I'm always happy to hear that I can share some laughs. That's a big part of why I do this show, because I like to laugh, and I have a lot of laughs doing this show, and I like to think that people have some laughs watching it. That makes me happy. Blueberry Fast humble brag weigh in, right? She's got down to 130. And she didn't allow comments. It's like she wants people to stew. It's like she wants people to react. I think she's worried that people stop reacting to her, so she intentionally did this video just for attention. Yeah, BS, total BS. She knows the truth. Welcome in, Animal. Hopefully, yes, please. Hopefully, thank you, everybody. Please be sure to hit that like button if you're enjoying the show. Yeah, bull poo, absolutely. Her stomach tips just over her knees. There is no way she's anywhere close to 300 anything. She's up in the 400s. My bet's 460. My bet is 500 at this point. I bet that Foodie is over 5. And here's why. Here's my logic. We did the math a while ago as for the amount of weight we thought she was gaining. And then we also looked at just her size. And we've had various people give various opinions, but the estimate was she was like 350, 360 before she went to Kuwait. And she looks like she's gained well over 100 pounds. So I mean, 140, 150 pounds would not be out of the question. She looks just so much more massive. We're going to look at a video in just a minute that's going to really demonstrate that. But let's let this finish out. There's just like another few seconds.
No incident. So.
Oh, you know what? I may have missed it when she was saying it because I was looking at chat, but I want to just talk to you folks for a second. So I'm going to close out the poll. If anybody hasn't had a chance to vote on it, now's your chance. About to close it out. And as far as the poll goes, I personally, well, let you vote first. Everybody had a chance to vote? Okay, give you just another minute. But yes, as far as what really is driven Foodie to feel so concerned about her health at this moment, because I don't think it's just food poisoning, which is what she's implying. I don't think it's just that the camel spit in her eye, which that could get you sick. Realistically, I don't see why. It is possible that could get somebody sick, but I don't think that's what it is. I think that in Foodie's case, I think it's something much simpler. I think it's her obesity, her hyper-obesity, really, that's just gotten so out of hand that she no longer has that everything is a big deal for her. All kinds of minor illnesses become a big deal when you can't get out of bed. Think about this for a second. Think about this situation. I put it, pooped bed and can't bathe herself. That's actually what I think really happened. Think about it for a second. When you get a bad stomach ache, when you get bad food poisoning, pardon me for being blunt, but it comes out of both ends at times. It really does. You just can't control it if it's really that bad. Foodie is so big at this point and she would be so weak, especially if she wasn't able to take her various medications and all of that. If she was just laying in bed and wasn't taking care of herself, if she pooped herself or if she pooped her bed, she would have no way to clean it. She would have to basically just lay in that bed for the next day. Like, what else would she be able to do? Like, she could call up Salah, she could call somebody, but in Kuwait, she basically would have to just lay in her own filth for at least for what, a day or two, I think, until she felt well enough to get up and use the bidet. So that's what I'm thinking. And because she was talking about how she has to lose weight, What else? What other symptoms of illness would cause her to focus on wanting to lose weight? That's all I'm trying to think of, right? Like, what else could it? Like, there's got to be something that's making her so serious. Want to talk about losing weight if it's just a stomach ache. Yeah, she's a lie. Yeah, she's a liar, Linda Lou. I'm still interested in the details, but yeah, she is lying. Oh, Mags, I get you. I totally get you. She is really big at this point. She's to the point of basically being bedbound. And a lot of this weight was only gained in the last year or so. Really, that's really all it was. Agreed, Nirvana. And speaking of, if we want to give Foodie some attention, we're gonna give Foodie the kind of attention she does not want. Let me put on a good Foodie video. Hold on a second here. I got a good one. 1 second here. Food Epic Growth Spurt. And this is a newer channel that I got this from. Let me post a clip to the channel I got this from here. This is a newer channel that's doing this. Okay, let me add this to the stage, to the screen here. 1 second here. Let me take this off. Exactly. She should go to the doctor. Yeah, welcome in, Hannibal. Hannibal does a great show. Definitely. Oh, thank you so much, Linda. Good point, Nirvana. That's another reason. Anybody who's not familiar with the show, first time listener, if you don't really know me or know where I stand that well, I've always been struggling with my weight. I've got myself at a healthy weight. I believe that people can get themselves at a healthy weight with work. Some people it's more difficult than others. Some people have worse relationships with food. Some people have health issues, other things that get in the way. But we can all work. We can all do our best, right? We can all be our best version of ourselves. And Foodie is nowhere near the best version of herself. She's probably the worst version of herself. So let's look at Foodie's growth spurt. I put a link to the channel in the chat. The name of this channel is what's it called here? Losing Delusion. Yeah, they're a fairly new channel, so give them a look. They only have like 100 something subscribers, I think. But anyway, this is Foodie back when she was this was in 2022. This was back in Cuba. She was, she was heavy. She still had the fupa, but especially on the sides, she didn't bulge out on the sides. She was kind of straight down. You know what I mean? And she also she had a little bit like her shoulders and her head did not grow together in one piece. So she was not as big back then. She wasn't small, but she was not as big. And you also notice she had some space under her boobs. Like her belly did not like go so far past. Like now her boobs go down and then her belly comes all the way out underneath. Here the boobs she has a better boob to belly ratio here than she used to. So this is just a year and a half ago. She already does that with the pooping the bed. The Salah is not there. No way. Darn right. Look at those moves. This is on sped up, actually. Let me slow it. Let me put it on normal speed because she's moving and it's important to see her. And it's only a few minutes, this video. But yeah, this is her back at the picnic when she was at the campsite in Kuwait. This is, I think, just after that. This might have been at the campsite. This might have been just after the campsite. Foodie's playing soccer here. Not very well, but the fact is she's moving she's moving on her toes. She's not graceful, but she's at least moving from one foot to the other. She's not as heavy on her feet as she is now. Right? Like she's able to kick the ball with one foot. She's able to stand on one foot and kick the ball with the other. That's just a better level of mobility that she no longer has. Darn right, hippieista. And what a coincidence, an old video of Foodie with a camel. This is, again, this one, I think this is from 2023, this video. I want to say early in 2023. Or excuse me, maybe middle 2023. I'm not really sure, to be fair, but sometime in 2023. But here, her mobility is getting worse already. She's already starting to drag her feet more like a lame steer, a bum steer, and less like the nimble soccer player, Cristiano Ronaldo wannabe we just saw in the previous picture.
There's nothing more fun than walking in the desert with camels.
Okay, so it was early 2023. My first guess was correct. But notice how here, then this partially could be because of this outfit. This outfit is very constraining, but I think it's also just because of her fupa being in the way. She's not really able to step very well. Like her steps, she looks like she's going to fall over, to be fair. She's got these sandals on and like this onesie is getting stuck on her heels. Look how it's like the onesie is stuck on her heels and it just looks like she's going to fall over. But if you notice, though, even though she looks like she's going to fall over, she still does not have. She looks like a penguin, like really looks like a penguin in this picture. Like this is Penguin Chantal right here. She has adopted the form of the penguin permanently. But all joking aside, she's not leaning back. Notice that her body is tilted forward. She's tilted forward. I don't know. I'm not going to say that's ideal, but at least she doesn't have that posture she does now, where she's leaning back exceptionally far just to counterbalance her fupa.
Skechers.
Indeed.
That's where it's at.
Excellent point. Darn right, Aliza. I love steak. Okay. Yeah, and I love this commentary here. Evolving quite nicely. I love this hat. This was the hat. I don't remember who said it. Somebody in the chat said it. Whoever you are, if you're here now, take credit for it. It was awesome. When you said that it looked like the hat that a farmer would get for their favorite cow. That was exactly what it looks like. She was still slimmer though. She was, and you could tell it in her face. Yeah, when she first moved out there around 340 something. That's what I'm saying, Empress Chevenin. Her stomach, her fupa was hanging down almost to her, about halfway down her thighs even then, but it wasn't sticking out so far. She looked downright skinny in that video, right? Steak and brisket, that sounds good. What did I have for dinner? I didn't really have like a good dinner tonight, to be fair. I just had like a little sandwich, some bread and some ham. Nothing too nice, but whatever. I kept it simple. Trying to lose a little weight again, trying to get back on my diet. So compared to now, she's gained over 100. Yeah, right. How long has she been with Sally? Year and a half, maybe a little over a year, somewhere around this. Oh yeah, this is a great video. When I saw, I think the algorithm picked this video up, because when I saw this, I'm like, oh yeah, I got to put this on. Cristiano Ronaldo, he's amazing. He's like such an amazing soccer player, and he's like in amazing shape, and he looks like a movie star. He's just the coolest guy. Although to be fair, I don't know what he's into now, but a few years ago he seemed pretty cool. Foodie doesn't want, the only help Foodie wants is help. She wants Salah to show up and be the scat man that she needs, and clean up those poopy bed sheets. That's about it. Okay, so let's let this keep running. We can already see here the fupa is really swelled up. Look at this. We can really see now how wide Foodie's gotten. Look at the chin. The chin is now, the neck is sticking out almost as far as the chin. She can't even put her chin even near to her chest. Her neck is so, she can't even lower her head down to look. She couldn't even look down if she wanted to, basically. Her chin has gotten in the way. Look at her boobs to belly ratio. Remember in the swimsuit in the beginning? Remember how her boobs kind of stuck out a little bit past the belly? Now it's the other way around. Now the belly is out well past the boobs. So yeah, this is since she's met Salah, by the way, which doesn't say a lot about their relationship. If you have a good relationship with somebody, you might put on a little bit of weight because you're eating, you're celebrating, you're having a good time. But a little bit of weight is not 100 plus pounds. Oh, wow. Freeze. That's a good point. I forget that sometimes. Again, here we can see, I think that's an excellent point, because Foodie's midsection is so swollen, as heavy as she is. Her legs, look at her ankles. She's got downright skinny ankles compared to the rest of her. Look at her arms. You can't really see them because of the coloring, but her arms are pretty skinny. Her legs are kind of skinny. Her butt is relatively, it's not large for her frame. But I think her organs are very swollen. And I think that's partially because of all the health issues. She's already had her gallbladder removed. She's already had hysterectomy. So she's already had multiple health issues. And then they're believed to all be obesity related. So she's already had organ problems. She has, I believe, a kidney failure, or not failure, but she has kidney disease. She has liver disease. She's got all kinds of health problems with her guts. And look at her posture. Now she's down. Now she's walking backward. So this was what? Like late 2023, about 6 months ago. Yum. I remember when she almost fell off that boat. All right, this is okay. So I was right about the timeline. My timeline was pretty good. I've been watching this. A second, I don't know if they did this on purpose where they had all the videos with the camels, but I think that was because that was one of the few times you could actually get a picture of Chantal from the side. But here she is near the camels yet again, harassing the innocent sweet camels. Well, I shouldn't say innocent sweet camels, but she's bothering the wild camels. Leave them alone, Chantal. And eventually, even Salah said to her, "They will spit." He warned her.
Hi, how are you? Oh, hi.
Mhm.
Here with the camels, the baby camel. Hi. Oh, he kicked me. Oh my God.
Kicked her. I forgot. That camel tried to kick her. How many times are these, people say sometimes that animals can sense character in people, and I don't think that every animal has like this. I don't think every single animal has an incredibly attuned senses. But when every animal that yet you run into is attacking you and biting you, that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. Some animals are more in tune than others, but if every animal is unhappy with Foodie, I mean, everyone. The cats hiss at her. Her mom's dog Buster doesn't like her. And I'm not going to say that sometimes you get animals that are not good judges of character. Like you'll have like a mean person who has a mean pet. I've seen that. But but in general, they seem to have a decent understanding in general. So yeah, I don't see how this is just wild that every animal cannot stand her.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's not.
I went to leave and he like blocked me, and I tried to get away again, and then he kicked me. He kicked me on my leg. It didn't hurt, but
no problem, Breeze Freeze. And just since it's your first time here, let me share with you a little bit. I myself, I'm 5'10". At my heaviest, I was about 290, 300. Well, not quite 300, but I was right around there, right around 300 pounds at my heaviest. Right now, I'm at 190 at a healthy weight for me. I have some muscle mass, more than I did back when I was at that weight, at least. And feeling good. Been maintaining this weight for about a year and a half now, and I over the years, on my older videos I talked about it, but yeah, I think that's and I'm all about just trying to maintain healthy weight, do what you can, and nothing wrong with having a frozen meal. I know some people will say, "Oh, well, it's got artificial ingredients, it's got this, it's got that." If you had the time to sit and make a meal from scratch, you probably would. But if you're eating a frozen meal, there's a reason. It is what it is. Sometimes you got to eat something quick, and if you're going to eat something quick, at least eat something that's not fattening, right? Do what you can. You got to do what you can. So nothing wrong with a frozen meal on occasion.
It was like, get out of here then. 1 minute loving, 1 minute kicking. Feels good moving around, So just trying to stretch my body, move my legs, walk around a bit.
Yeah, we don't see those outfits.
Yeah. Lifting my leg into the car hurts so bad.
All right. Now, who thinks? Now, I do believe Chantal has pain. I don't dispute that she probably has some pain. She's so large, and she takes such poor care of herself. She has those swollen organs. She gets skin problems. I'm sure she has some pain, but I think this is performative. I think that's because Salah's there, and she's trying to say, "Oh, I'm in so much pain." Oh, and also because the camera's on, she's doing this. Yeah, but let's watch how she whines about how much pain she's in when she gets into the car. Look at this.
Lifting my leg into the car hurts so bad. Yeah.
And then, of course, she has to say a lot at the end, right? Exactly. She needs to leave the animals alone. It probably does hurt, especially she got camel toed. No, that's a good point, Queen of Awesome. It didn't really kick her. If it really kicked her, it would have done some damage. It just gave her a little nudge, like, hey, back off. Maybe you thought she was a hippo or something. That's a good point, Breeze Freeze. I think Foodie was raised on Cinderella and movies, you know, where the animals were all very friendly, and she doesn't realize that, you know, animals can be friendly, but they don't just run up and act like Pokemon. Yeah, notice how she waddles a lot more. When she was in Cuba in that first video, she was heavy, but she wasn't waddling. Like when she was playing soccer, she was hopping around. She put on so much weight in Kuwait. It says a lot about her psychology that she put on so much weight. This comment here is too much. Her undercarriage gets no ventilation, so she's a sweaty, stinky mess all day long, and bacteria love moisture. Yeah, it's a little bit nasty, but it's unfortunately true. Chantal is already suffering with skin issues. She's going to suffer with more. I'm not saying that to be graphic. I guess I'm just kind of being straight up that this is all preventable. Chantal could have all this resolved by now if she really wanted. Oh, I appreciate that, Breeze Freeze. Thank you. And good luck to you as well. I'm sure you got it. Just dedicate yourself, right? Ooh, that sounds interesting. I should check that out, Nutty. If you want to post a link to your video, you're more than welcome. She really isn't. And she tries to be, and that's part of the reason why I'm going to be cracking on Glitter and Lazers next, because Glitter and Lazers is an influencer. She wants to be well-liked, but she acts so much like Chantal. She really, I mean, she's not quite as bad as Chantal. Don't get me wrong. She's not as bad as Chantal, but she's very similar in a lot of ways. Oh, that comment is too much. Does it look like something is bothering her between her legs other than no action? Yes, thank you very much. Oh, thank you, Nirvana. It took like a year. No, I agree, Empress Shavinin. I was heavier back when I used to lift weights. Like I'd say at my healthiest, I was probably about 200 pounds. Back when I worked out more, I probably had about 20 pounds muscle weight on me. So that's probably was my healthiest weight when I was a little bit heavier. I don't really go to the gym at all anymore. But if I got back in the gym, I'd put on probably about 10, 20 pounds compared to, you know, if I took the creatine and all that stuff. Yeah, she's certainly in pain. But from what? That's awesome, Mr. Camps. And anybody, whatever you're down, it's not about numbers. There's people who've lost a heck of a lot more than me. It's about being healthy and losing what's right for you. Yeah, it's so much on the front. It's really not good for her lungs or for her liver and all that. Indeed. Wow. I'm so glad to hear you're better, Elisa. I didn't realize you struggled with that. No, it's good to hear that you got that behind you, though. You seem like somebody who's very self-aware about health and science and stuff. So I'm just glad that you got that under control now. It's awesome. This is the way to claim to having sex upward of 5-6 times a day. Yeah, that was a very different person. That was a whole lifetime ago, Empress Shevinin.
Keep going,
or
baby.
fupa balls. This is the most recent video where she fell down on the stairs here. Some people asked, they said, do you think this video is staged?
One more?
Some people said they thought this video was staged with the fall. I don't think the fall was staged. I think she may have overreacted to the fall because that's just how Chantal is. but I don't think it was staged. And here's my reasoning. I don't think Chantal has the agility to safely stage a fall. I think if she staged a fall, there'd be a real chance that she'd get hurt because she just doesn't have the agility to catch herself properly. So I don't think she'd be willing to take the chance, although I could be wrong. She seems like somebody who takes foolish risks.
I'm going to take the elevator on whatever floor this is.
Oh, no problem, Nancy.
Okay, let's go.
Every day I can try to increase.
I agree, Nirvana.
Soon I'll be able to walk the whole building.
Yeah, this channel did a really good job putting these together. Yes, definitely. I don't know about what else you're gonna find on. Let me get their name again. I don't know what else you're gonna find on Losing Delusion, but at least this one video I really liked. So I will check them out some more, and maybe I'll show some more stuff from them again. But at least for today, here's one video that I think is worth checking out. So give them a like and on that vid at the very least, because that was a good one. Okay, so let me put on my bumper, and then I will get the Glitter and Lazers video, because this Glitter and Lazers video, it's not as bad as the Target. It's not that bad because she's not drunk, at least. But this is such oh man, what a lame influencer she is. Like, does she make you want to go on vacation? Let me know what you think when you watch this. We'll watch this in a minute. So let me pull it up here. 1 second, folks. All part of the show. All part of the show. Let's see here. GNL.
It's interesting. Ahoy there, guys. Today we are on the Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady. We're going to be cruising through the Caribbean for the next 5 days, and I'm so...
All right. We're about to load up the video. So this is Anna Glitter and Lazers O'Brien. She's not Foodie Beauty, but she's just as cringe in a lot of ways because she has a much bigger audience, and she claims to be much more sophisticated. She claims to be much better liked. She claims to be much more social. Claims to be much more she claims to be somebody who loves to work out. She claims to have lost 100 pounds. Foodie now is joining her on the fake weight loss thing. But anyways, let's see it. And I do believe people have a right to have fun. I'm not saying you can't have fun, but she just comes across as very aggressively. She comes across as very abrasive. Like she treats the whole world like everybody else is a prop and she's the star. That's how it feels. Like she treats everybody and everything around her like a prop in her show. Like she never talks to anybody else. She just you'll see what I mean.
We're going to be cruising, guys. Today we are on the Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady. We're going to be cruising through the Caribbean for the next 5 days, and I'm so excited to take you guys with me. Let's go!
And I want to point something out, by the way. Wear what you want, people. God bless you. Wear what you want. But there's no reason why you have to strip down and be as revealing as you possibly can at all times. Throughout this movie or this video, you're going to see a theme, and that's that Anna, Glitter and Lazers here, is always going to be the person with the least clothes on. In every shot, she is going to be the most nakedest. Is that a word? Nakedest? She's going to be the least clothed person in basically every single shot. Now, I'm all for being positive with your body and respecting yourself, but whatever happened to just a little bit of modesty? Because whether Anna looks good or bad, I think that walking around half naked all the time doesn't look good on really just about anybody. So that's a nice one to get out of the way. And we're constantly treated to shots of her like this that are hypnotizing us. That's hypnotizing. Music is way too loud. Sorry, folks. Music's way too loud. Anna in all of her glory, looking like a potato that's been sitting out for too many days.
I'm here at the airport and I'm headed out
on a week-long adventure with Virgin Voyages to the Caribbean. Let's go. Y'all, it was right now that I realized that I have booked a cruise to Mexico on Cinco de Mayo. So,
All right. Book the trip to Mexico on Cinco de Mayo. Is that a bad thing? I mean, if you're gonna let me hold on a second. Here's what I'm saying. If you're going on a holiday and you're driving there, that's not good. If you gotta, get a hotel room in a place that's crowded on a holiday, that's not good. However, if you're part of an all-inclusive trip and it's a holiday, isn't that kind of the best way to go? When you don't need to worry about parking, you don't need to worry about finding a place. You don't need to worry about where are you going to go. You don't need to worry about finding an event. It's all taken care of for you, this whole itinerary and everything. So I think it's really cool. I like the idea of it, at least. Okay. Not watched one. Okay. Hopefully you'll enjoy it, Breeze Freeze. Hopefully this will be a good one. So let's let it keep playing a little more. Now that I'm caught up on chat just a little.
Because I have a feeling a lot of people are going to be consuming sausage roll. It's like a little flute. It's just a sausage and a tortilla. This man hyped it as like an authentic Austin cuisine. Meanwhile, I've lived here forever and never heard of this thing. But I mean, it'll do. I just needed some protein for breakfast.
She just needed some protein for breakfast, y'all.
Pick up our boat.
She just needed some protein for breakfast. Let's hear that again. She's eating a sausage roll with a Mountain Dew. I think it's a diet Mountain Dew, to be fair. A diet Mountain Dew with a sausage roll, because why?
Authentic Austin cuisine. Meanwhile, I've lived here forever and never heard of this thing. But I mean, it'll do. I just needed some protein for breakfast.
Just needed some protein for breakfast. Just so you know, a sausage roll is probably like 10%, like 20% protein, if that. Like a tortilla is there's probably more protein in a glass of milk. Like realistically, I know we got people in here who are always watching what they eat. How much protein does anybody really think is in that sausage roll? 7 grams, 10 grams? It's probably 400 calories. 400 calories, maybe 10 grams of protein. Because sausage is basically all fat, salt. So yeah, if you need protein, Anna, here's a hint. Drink a glass of skim milk. If you're lactose, you're not lactose intolerant. Why am I even saying that? This is for Anna. Drink a glass of skim milk if you really need protein that badly.
Little flight to Miami when we'll pick up our boat and set sail. That sounded cheesy. But, I'm cheesy, so it works.
She's doing her best, Nutty. I think so too, Elisa.
We made it.
It's almost like her body moves more than the water does. Like the water looks like it's stiff in comparison.
To Miami. I'll be honest, this airport, I think it's because the ceilings are really low. Like for an airport, the ceilings in the Miami airport feel A, low, and B, like.
Hey, I never said being healthy was fun. I will say you don't have to have a glass of skim milk, but I'm just saying if her logic was, well, I needed my protein. If you really just need protein that badly, then just have a skim milk. If you're having something for fun, then admit it. But don't be like Glitter. I'm not saying anybody here is, but Glitter and Lazers, the way she's like, oh, I need my protein. Yeah, right. You need your protein. You want to eat a sausage roll. Admit it.
1990s Office. I find it hilarious that I've been to Miami Airport like a bajillion times, and it doesn't matter. I still don't know where my luggage goes.
Well, I mean, if somebody can do that in moderation, yes. Yes, the only thing is somebody like Glitter and Lazers. I think that if she had that for breakfast, that she would overeat that. I don't think she would just have a small plate. But if somebody's capable of having a healthy portion, sure, absolutely. Especially if somebody has a full day of activities planned and they need the calories, absolutely.
I'm still gonna wander around this airport for a minimum of 20 minutes before I find my bags.
Let me make it a little bit louder so we can hear.
Consistency at least.
Did you see the look that guy with look this person gave?
Consistency at least.
Wow.
I just realized in getting in this Uber that I left my CPAP on the plane, which means two things. A,
I am without a very expensive piece of medical equipment, and I am super mad at myself for leaving it because it is.
She left her CPAP on the plane. That is, first of all, I could actually sympathize with that. That's got to be annoying. But wow, like that is, talk about some bad luck. How are you going to enjoy yourself if you can't even sleep?
It's not something I want to have to replace. And I'm annoyed. I'm just like mad at myself, which is not a great way to start this trip.
Right? Very
And
weird.
two, it means I'm going to have the world's worst sleep on this trip. So
Ding, ding, ding. Patty, thank you so much, because I can't believe I forgot about that. This woman is the queen of protein bars. She is the queen of protein bars. If she doesn't understand that you can have just a protein bar for breakfast, then why? What the heck is she on? She eats sausage rolls for breakfast, and then she eats protein bars for dessert. Make it make sense.
So, wow, this vacation's going to be a banger.
Right?
You know what? We will endure.
That look.
I will caffeinate religiously, and I will make it through, but I will never, ever, ever forget my CPAP again. If I can find it, if I can get it at the airport. We're in the process of talking to the airline and everything, but just like fingers crossed that on our way home they find it and I can take it home. Because at least that would be like a decent end to the situation.
But it's crazy though. How did she leave her CPAP? Like maybe she left it on. I guess she left it on the plane. So maybe she was using it on the plane to sleep. That's all I can think of, is that she had it in her carry-on luggage, which just seems kind of irresponsible in a sense. Like, I'm not saying that she shouldn't use it on the plane if she needs it, but it just feels like I don't think she was on a long flight, from my understanding. And if it was a short flight, it probably would have made more sense just to be safe and keep it packed.
You know, I had a feeling something was going to go wrong. My intuition is never wrong. And I had this feeling that something was going to go wrong. And I was like, nothing's going wrong. It's all going great. Until I realized
all she does is, Alizu, not to spoil, but that's basically all she does the entire trip. Anna does not seem, I think the trip is like 6 days. I think she enjoys like one event on 6 days. And even that one is like borderline. You know, Freeze, I don't want to die. So I don't want to keep pausing the video either. My apologies. I don't want to diagnose anybody, but I've seen evidence to believe that Glitter and Lazers drinks too much. She's admitted that she drinks too much at times. So that's, I don't have documentation of anything other than that. So I don't want to accuse anybody of anything. So I'll just leave that where it is. But from what I've seen, she does seem to enjoy drinking. Whether it's to the point where it's a problem, who's to say? He acts like she is. That's what I'm saying, Nirvana. She spends what, $2,000 a month on those clothing hauls? $2,500 or more? Sometimes she spends like $3,000 on clothes in a month. But she can't afford a nutritionist. She can't, or she doesn't bother. She doesn't want to do that. She uses excuses for why she can't.
We're here.
That's basically my breakfast,
like
Aliza.
mad early, but apparently we are the last people here. We are in security. So there we go. Now we go on the cruise. This is kind of cool. It like changes. Ooh, the color.
She shops at like some expensive places too. Like I don't know how much she spends on Temu, but she like did like a clothing haul at a place called Anthropology, and I looked up some of the items, and they were hundreds of dollars a piece. Like one item was hundreds of dollars. I didn't look up all of them, but it was expensive. It was expensive stuff, and I heard that she returns a lot of it, but yeah, she spends thousands on the cosmetics and the clothes and stuff. She spends so much. Even if she returns most of it, it's still a lot of money being floated.
It was changing, and then of course it stops.
Okay, so far this trip hasn't gone badly. Let's say it like she forgot her CPAP, but hey, you know what? First day on the ship. Let's see how it goes, right? Might go well. I will say this, as much as I make fun of Anna, she walks so much better than Foodie. So much better. Even with her thighs being an issue for her, and she's not able to move as well as she'd like, she just moves with a lot more energy than Foodie does. Now, I think that Anna is in the trouble zone with her weight. I think she needs to get it under control. But I think that she is closer to getting it under control than Foodie is. Unfortunately, I don't think she's willing to make the steps necessary. That's how, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's expensive. That's all I'm saying. I mean, maybe you know, if the like there you go. But you fit in the clothes. That's the difference. I mean, the Anna, she could just buy a burlap sack, and for this, you know, she would get the same effect. She doesn't need to, you know. Oh, I get you. She was paying by like per square inch. That makes sense then. That makes sense. And again, nothing wrong with spending some money on fashion. But in Anna's case, she doesn't really wear any clothes anyway. She's always going around half naked. I mean, she wears clothes to the ship, but that's basically it. Okay, this is the first part here, where look how awkward this moment is. Look at this woman looking at Anna. Now, I'm not a female. I'm not an expert on reading women's body language. But the way that this woman is looking at Anna and the way that Anna is so pointedly not even looking back at her, just something very awkward about this interaction here. I'm going to slow it down to normal speed because I want people to catch the awkwardness here. And I'm pointing this out because Anna is an influencer. As an influencer, you're supposed to, I mean, I don't want to tell her how to do her job, but I feel like as an influencer, you would want to say hi and get along well with the people who are working for the company you're representing. So look at this woman. She comes in. This woman looks at her. She says, "Hi, look at you." Her face, when she first sees her, look at her face. I don't see any shade or anything. I look at her. I see this woman with a smile on her face, just waving. Anna is looking at her. Now look how Anna, instead of waving back to her, just turns and ignores her. Now, maybe she said something with her face. To be fair, we couldn't see what she said with her face, so she may have said something. But the way that she didn't even slow down for a second and just kind of walked past her, I don't know. I just felt like she should have stopped and talked to her for a minute.
I really wanted to get this suit shot in this like corner window. This isn't even really open yet, but we're just doing it anyway. And I just want to record John take his shoes off because I'm a monster. So after taking photos in the sauna, yes, I took photos before getting to my room. We are now, I think, nearest to my room, so let's go. Let's go. Oh. What a room! This is my home away from.
All right, the room. I'm going to say this. I've never been on a cruise ship personally, but from my understanding, the rooms are generally not the biggest. But that's because you're supposed to spend most of your time out in the ship anyway, and you just kind of sleep in your room. But of course, Anna seems to do the opposite and spends most of her time in her room. Now, if you don't feel well or something, I guess, but it just feels like for being an influencer, she's not too interested in going to explore and see any of the activities. We're going to see in a minute what she does.
God, how do I get this thing open? How do I? Huh? Oh, there we go. No? Oh, there we go. Oh, got it. I mean,
nothing wrong with being comfy. Nothing wrong with being comfy. I think there's time to be sexy. There's time to be comfy. And if you're lucky, sometimes you can be both. but seriously though, if people want to, show their bodies off, if people want to be comfortable, I'm all for it. I just think that Anna kind of has this weird dichotomy where she wants to walk around half naked, but then she gets upset if anybody doesn't want to look at her half naked body, which is kind of aggressive in a way.
Kind of a cool view for takeoff. Sail the Virgin Way.
Sail the Virgin Way. I'm going to leave that just on its own. I don't need to say anything. Yes, Anna, sail the Virgin Way.
Beautiful view of this parking lot area, which is sexy.
Woohoo! Good for you, Mags. That's you put in the effort, you get the results,
that would
right?
not work for me.
That bed is in trouble.
Okay, you ready? It's not gonna work.
I mean, spend the money on what's worth it. If you want to get like a nice fancy dress or something, put the money into that. Put the money into what gives you the joy, what gives you the value. If you're just going to wear some leggings around the house or just go into the drugstore or whatever, no point in breaking the bank.
Terrible. Okay, but that's low-key very comfortable. This is my new home. I live here now. Seriously, this is way better than
I think Anna's trying to show us the cruise ship. And to be fair to Anna, the very first day right here, she does show us a little bit of the ship. She shows us this area on the deck, which is okay, good. I like that. But let's see what else we learn.
I could have ever expected. Oh, that's what I needed, man.
Oh, totally.
We were supposed to shoot the sunrise this morning, but I'm just sore, just hurting really bad. So I'm going back to bed. That's what I'm doing. I'll go back.
Okay, so first day in there, Anna says she feels sore, she feels tired, she's going back to bed. Okay, well, is it possible she's maybe hungover? Like, I'm not going to insinuate she's hungover, but I did kind of insinuate she's hungover. But whatever, I'm allowed to insinuate it. I didn't say for I don't know for certain. I will say though that why not get up and enjoy the day? Okay, fine. Day one, she's sleepy. It happens. Maybe she spent too much time traveling.
I just woke up. I don't feel great. My body is mad at me. My body is very mad at me.
So this is supposed to make us feel. Does anybody else feel like going on this cruise ship by watching this so far? Like, is anybody else excited to go on a cruise ship and hang out with people like Anna, who look like they just want to go back to bed?
But the great thing about being on a boat is I just don't feel the pressure to do anything. I guess this is why people probably like cruise. Pressure to do anything. I guess this is why people probably like cruises.
Now, I talked to somebody who'd been on cruises before, and they said to me, it's true, they don't pressure you to do anything, but they put a daily itinerary under your door telling you what's going on the ship. I wouldn't call that pressure, but shouldn't you feel like interested in doing something?
Because there's just the water, you, and a lot of delicious food. Get it? I just had like the coolest experience. This woman came up to me and she said, and I'm going to get this wrong, and I probably paraphrase it wrong, but she said something along the lines of,
anybody else notice Anna always has all these, quote, cool experiences of people who she just spoke to? And she has all these experiences, these bad experiences of people shaming her. Notice she never has any of these on camera. Like, and I'm not saying that you have to film all of your interactions, but if you're an influencer and you film everything you do, how come none of these people ever get on camera with you? How come this woman, who she's about to share this story about, this woman told her how awesome she is, of course, because anybody who runs into Anna is going to tell her how awesome she is. How come this woman didn't want to say any of this on camera, of course?
Size women, we need to understand that it's not about waiting till you get somewhere to feel fabulous. It's about feeling fabulous wherever you're at. That's the real tea.
That's the real tea. Well, I mean, first of all, I'm not going to say she's wrong, because I mean, I think it's a pretty generic statement. I don't think it's wrong on its face, but I don't think there's anything exclusive to being obese about that. I mean, isn't that just the kind of way of saying, enjoy the journey, not just the destination? Isn't that just the way of rewording that?
It's not about your size. It's about feeling fabulous wherever you are on your journey.
That's what I think too, Elisa. She got down to the bar.
That's the way I live. And that is like the best summation of my viewpoint on.
You know what, Hannibal? It's always there. And I'm not, like I said, I don't like to pick on people. They have a blemish once in a while, but Anna's always got skin problems. Like, I've never seen a video where her skin is even halfway decent. And for all of her money that she spends on clothes and makeup and going out and all this, why not invest in a dermatologist, right? Or some better filters or something. But yeah, it might be a herp. I mean, it's always there.
Passion and life and expressing myself through dressing.
Maybe.
I'm just loving myself wherever I'm at on the journey. It took one day.
Look at it, Debbie.
One day on a cruise.
Okay, so now Anna's got her bikini on. I don't think she takes it off for the rest of the show. And of course, the bikini doesn't fit very well. It looks like this was made for a different woman, this top here.
I feel totally and completely broken. So I told John.
Why does she feel totally and completely broken after 2 days of laying in bed? Isn't that all she's done since she got here? Why does she feel so broken?
Oh God, my camera's falling. I told him I don't want to film anymore today, so we're not going to.
So she said she feels broken and she doesn't want to film anymore today. This is day 2. The first 2 days, all she's done is lay in bed and have somebody tell her a story about how awesome it is to be a big girl. If it's so, why do you feel so ill? Like, if you don't seem seasick. Like, what's going on, Anna?
I've learned something about cruises. You start, like, I'm gonna look beautiful. I'm gonna look great. And then you allow yourself to devolve to your gremlin state.
Like, what is just... I'll tell you, Tammy, I think cruises can be fun. I haven't been on one myself, but I think it might be fun to go. Yeah, her words are getting a bit slurry here, actually, Luzu. You know what? Let me go back. I think her words are a bit slurry here. Let's watch this again.
Start, and you're like, I'm gonna look beautiful. I'm gonna look great. And then...
Yeah! Good catch, Alizu. She's slurring her words here. Very good catch.
I've learned something about cruises.
Yeah, she's stoned
You start, and you're like, I'm gonna look beautiful. I'm gonna look great. And then you allow yourself to devolve to your gremlin
Look at her
state,
eyes.
which is where I am now. I'm literally in my pajamas getting breakfast. And you know what? I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it at all. Little Sammy from...
She looked completely zooted there. I don't know if that was hungover or what, but she looked completely zooted in that other picture right there. This is her breakfast. Just some protein, y'all. And I will say this breakfast looks very tasty, but it also looks incredibly caloric. I mean, this looks like a quiche here, this sandwich. And look at these
breakfast.
look at these open-faced sandwiches here in the container.
You have too much.
And these look tasty. Don't get me wrong. These look tasty, but there's just too much here. This is too much to eat for breakfast because she's going to be eating lunch, dinner, snacks. You have to limit your portions when you're going to be eating out essentially multiple times a day.
This time of day. Too much. It's too much. We just landed.
I didn't want to be as a guy, I didn't want to be the one to say it, but yeah, like it's not looking good up there. It's not looking good. That's enough. You agreed, Nirvana. I forget to mention that, but you are so right. Complexion, water helps your complexion. When I was younger, I used to have issues with my skin. I don't have issues with my skin anymore. What's changed? Well, 1, I got older. That helped a little bit. But 2, not using a lot of products in my hair, that helped. And number 3, drinking a lot of water. Lots of water. Don't use a lot of hair products. That will help keep your skin nice and clear, at least in my experience. But yeah, she was zooted in that picture. Polluted right there. Right? She has like happy drunk mode and then knocked out mode. I don't get it, Susie Q. It's like she doesn't have anything that fits. Here, at least this shirt fits here.
I don't know if I said that right, but we're in Mexico. Viva la Mexico! I said that wrong too. And we are going on an excursion today where we are going to snorkel and hang out at a beach. And there's a trampoline, which I'm very excited about.
She says there's a trampoline. First of all, in my opinion, let me give a word of advice to anybody about trampolines. Here's how you know if you're safe to go on a trampoline. Imagine how high that you're going to jump if you use a trampoline, and then think to yourself, could I jump from that height safely? If a trampoline is going to put me, say, 3 feet in the air, could I jump down 3 feet safely? If the answer is no, don't use the trampoline. That's my advice.
But also feel like I might injure myself. So it's going to be fun, whatever it is. And also definitely an adventure. We are here and John's camera is acting a fool. So we're going to switch over to using GoPro.
You've got, Mags, have you already got the surgery on your knee yet, or are you still waiting to get it? Because if If you've already lost the weight and you got the knee surgery, you're running on all cylinders there.
iPhone and 360, which is kind of fun because it forces us to work with
Yes,
tools that we don't
Elizu.
usually work with
Great point.
and become better at them. And you know what?
Welcome in, Freedom
I
D.
love learning new things.
That's our boat. It is not, in fact, a thick porridge boat. It is the catamaran in front of it. Kind of a letdown.
Okay, I don't get this. She says that she thinks this boat is, quote, kind of a letdown. I think this boat looks cooler. Now, let me add, this boat on the right, this orange boat here, to me, this looks more like a research vessel or a transport ferry. This doesn't look like a party boat. You know what I mean? This looks like a transport ferry or something. This catamaran over here, this looks like a party boat. It's got this open deck on the top for people who want to tan or whatever. And then it's got this little enclosed area for people who want to eat and drink.
Kind of a letdown.
And look at this here. Over here, they have what looks like a bar. So they have drinks. They have coolers. They've got groups of people over here. It looks like they have they're serving snacks or something here. They're handing something out. And notice also how most people are dressed here. Anna is dressed appropriately here. There are some people in bikinis, yes, but most of the people are wearing shirts, clothes, and yes, some people wearing bikinis. You're perfectly fine to wear a bikini if you want to wear one. I'm not saying people can't wear bikinis, but I'm just saying that you don't have to wear one everywhere you go. Now, like I said, Anna here is not wearing her bikini, which is nice. And if you notice, she had a little trouble getting on the thing.
Boat. It is the catamaran in front of it. Kind of a letdown.
This thing is too narrow. This is not comfortable getting on and off of this this thing here.
It's like the thing keeps getting.
You know what? I take it back. Of course she has her bikini on. Of course Anna cannot wear something that is modest for even 5 minutes when there's people around. She has to aggressively assault them with her body.
I don't care. I'm in my swimsuit. Everybody else is wearing clothes. No, screw it. We are in the sun. I'm going to get a tan, but with sunscreen, responsibly.
She reminds me of Foodie, but if Foodie had a bunch more money, like I don't know how Anna allegedly has family money or something, but she's got herself set up as an influencer, and she gets enough views where she's able to be self-sustaining. So maybe a more successful Foodie. I don't know exactly how I describe her, but I think that's a good way to put it. But she's like Foodie. She's like Foodie. Hey, well, that's awesome that you're doing it though. That's that, you're think of how ahead of the game you're going to be by having that weight off during your recovery. It's making it so much better than it otherwise would be, right? I love that. All right, I love that right here. Let's see this. This is my favorite clip from the whole video. Right here. What the heck is that? Boom.
So we are done in Cozumel.
And this is another bikini, because this is not the same bikini she had on the first boat. This is a second bikini.
We are going back to the boat and then back to the bigger boat. I'll tell you, I'm a little embarrassed I couldn't get up on the place.
Ouch.
But, it's just something to try in the future. But my
That's
body
alleged, I've heard.
has grown just probably a little bit more. So, you know what? Just another thing to work towards, another goal. Okay, so we're at dinner. And
That is a good point, Sarah
this huge
Marie.
stream
You
of-
know something? I didn't even consider that. But yeah, you do have to be careful. You don't want anything popping out. And we know that there's, that's certainly a possibility. At least popping out on the side, right? And to be fair, did you know Anna didn't really have any pictures of her back, but she has back cleavage. Like that's what's gonna pop out first in her case. But yeah, just so many great comments.
Women
Thank
come
you,
in.
everybody.
all dressed as mermaids, but like really
And Linda
sexy
Lou,
mermaids. Like we're talking.
I'm sorry to hear that, but thank you for sharing that, because I know people. I don't want to stop people from having fun. Have fun, please, but be safe, because a trampoline can be dangerous. I'm not against using trampolines, but please use them responsibly. If you don't feel safe to jump without a trampoline, don't use a trampoline. A trampoline is like more advanced jumping. Don't think of it as easier to jump. Think of it as more advanced. Like if you're already a good jumper, a trampoline's a lot of fun. But if you can't jump safely without one, don't use one.
Pasties and mesh tops, which is like, do you wear what you want? But they were quite the sight to behold. So the woman next to me goes, I know those women and they're nuts. And she goes, if you want to have a good time, go to their hall on the cruise ship and just look at what's on their doors. So that's what we're doing right now because I am so curious. I need to know. I need to know what's on their doors.
Okay, this here, in case anybody missed this part, she mentions that a group of women came down who were dressed like sexy mermaids. Now, when she says sexy mermaids, I want to believe that she means traditionally sexy, but part of me thinks that she just means half naked. Like they weren't actually sexy at all. They looked terrible, but they were just like naked. But then again, maybe they were actually sexy. I don't know. Who knows? But apparently there was a group of sexy mermaids.
Literally headed up to floor 13 to check this out. It is my number one priority.
Yes, apparently on floor 13, there's a group of sexy mermaids staying there, and there's something to be seen. So Anna goes up to see it. And if we learned really much about this cruise ship, not too much, but we're about to learn something important.
Right now. I'm so nosy. He just needs to know. So yeah,
Only in moderation.
Swingers on this cruise ship. You know what? They're having fun. It's their choice. Let your freak flag fly.
Yeah, so she says that the mermaid women were in fact swingers. They were in fact a group of swingers. Now, I'm not going to speak on anything like that. People have a right to, as adults, if this is a cruise ship that's 18 and up, where it's adults, then probably 21 and up to be. If it's 21 and up, adults are going to do what adults are going to do. As long as it's not a family environment, then they have a right to do what they want as far as that goes. I would not be getting involved in that, but this, by the way, this still is amazing. This is an amazing still. I got to screenshot this. Actually, I could screenshot it later from still.
I kind of like it for them. I just couldn't do it myself, but if it's their lifestyle, who am I to judge?
Right? They put the swingers on floor 13.
It is 6:30. I am up.
So that's a good question, Nirvana. That is a good question. I think sexy's in the eye of the beholder. I think it really is. Like, is sexy? Let me ask the chat that, because I'm going to be winding it down pretty soon. But before I do, let me ask you folks, sexy. Does sexy to you mean like attractive? Does it mean like very sexually available? Like, I'll tell you folks what I think in a minute, but apparently Anna thinks mermaids are sexy.
I think before anyone else on the ship, because we're going to try to shoot some images before everybody else gets up, so we can.
It's funny. I see how there's, even though I will agree they have a lot of differences, I see the similarities more than I see the differences when I look at them. Yes, there are plenty of differences, but I do see the similarities more.
Not have to have other people in our pictures, and also just be respectful that some of those people probably don't want their pictures on the internet. So here we go. To give you an idea.
You know what, Mags? That just shows that you're a human being, because everybody wants to look good. Let me take that back. That shows that you're normal. Any normal person wants to look their best. And when you have your body showing, that's when that's when you really, any flaws are going to be showing. So you're going to really, want to look your best. So I totally understand that. When I'm in some swim trunks, I got my guts sucked in a little bit.
Of how early I'm up right now. Let me show you the deck, because there's nobody here but me. It's not even open.
Ooh, Sarah Marie, I didn't even think of that. Thank you. Yeah, maybe you're somebody who's been on cruises. I probably should have got somebody who's been on cruises to come on, but I didn't even think of that. But they do have they have different tiers of shows on these cruises. They have like the free shows that everybody gets in, and then they have the ones that you have to buy tickets to. Anna did not go to a single one of them, as far as I can tell. She did not go to a single event.
So I think I found the best place on the ship.
As long as they're adults,
In the Richards place,
do what they want, right?
The Rockstar Band. These things, I don't know what they are, but
They are like literally the most comfortable thing ever. I could sleep here.
Now I like that comment. I do agree with that. I find that very often to be the case. The people who like are always talking about sex and how sexy they are often like the least sexy people, in my opinion, at least. And this here, I thought it was kind of funny how Anna was laying down on it. But this thing is actually, from my understanding, I could be wrong, but I've been told that this is actually meant for multiple people. Like this is meant for like a group of people to be sitting on together. But I could be wrong.
Hours. For hours. It's good. Okay, now time.
It could be a mix of things. I think that's a fair statement.
I look so rough. But my breakfast just came. And why did it take till like the last day of the cruise for me to figure out I could just have breakfast delivered? Oh,
I think that's fair.
I'm a special type of gross right now. Oh well. So
I thought that was pretty funny here. And this to me, I thought was like, this here sums up the whole trip. If anybody, if the power goes out now, as long as I get to say this, I'll be content. Anna talks about how the first few days of her trip were kind of not really properly spent. She regrets the beginning of her trip. What does she regret? Does she regret not being dressed the best? Does she regret her skin breaking out? She probably always regrets that. Does she regret her clothes not fitting? I mean, I'm not going to be too snarky, but what does she regret? Does she regret that she was not able to go to any of the shows? Does she regret that she wasn't feeling well? No. She regrets that she did not get breakfast delivered to her room. She regrets leaving her room to go get breakfast. That's right. Her regret is not that she spent too much time in her room. Her regret is that she spent too much time leaving her room when she could have had breakfast. Why did I even bother leaving my room to get breakfast? I could have just stayed here the entire time. That's Anna's one regret, at least as far as I can tell.
I'm a special type of gross right now.
Let's rewind that.
Breakfast just I look so rough. But my breakfast just came. And why did it take till like the last day of the cruise for me to figure out I could just have breakfast delivered? Oh, I'm a special type of gross right now. Oh well.
Sarah Marie with the super you're I don't know if you're a businesswoman or if you go on a lot of cruises or what, but you've got all the insights tonight. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. This feels like sponsored content, but it does not feel like truly it does not feel like content that she really wants to do. It feels like begrudgingly sponsored content. I think that's a good description. I think sexy could be a lot of things. I think sexy is what is sexy to be. I mean, this is like a lame cop-out answer, but sexy is what you find sexy. And I wish I could give like a more definite answer, but it isn't that easy. Some people, they're attracted to a certain shape. Some people are attracted to a certain size. Some people are attracted to a certain attitude. Some people are attracted to a certain culture. Everybody's got their own interest. Some people like somebody who can dance. Some people like somebody who can carry on a deep conversation. Some people, they like people who are athletic. Some people like people who are funny. Everybody's got their own likes. But as far as sexy, I guess sexy is, I don't know. You gotta turn somebody on to be sexy. I guess that's what it is. But I guess what turns somebody on though? Everybody is turned on by something different. So I don't know. That's why I don't have a good answer. I wish I had a better answer than that. Yeah, it's very subjective, and that's a cop out, but
so
it is.
I literally think John and I are the first people off this boat.
Ooh, okay.
We are the first people
that makes
to experience Bimini. Yeah. Literally no one else is here except crew, and the normal exit was closed.
Good question.
You know what? Early bird gets the worm. I don't know what the worm is in this case, but we're gonna get it. And we're on our way to the beach club. You gotta take a little shuttle there. So we shuttle in.
Where's Camps? I'm waiting. Camps. I know Camps is gonna turn up and say sexy. He is sexy. Camps is sexy. That's what he's gonna say. Where's Camps? I want to hear him say that. I don't know what sexy is, but this is not sexy. This is not sexy. Not to me, at least. Maybe this is somebody else, but this is not to me. I mean, and just to be clear, I know I've mentioned this before. I don't mind some meat on the bones, but this is just past that. This is long past the point of plus size.
If I could do this all over again, I would definitely spend more time in the water here and less time in the water in Cozumel. But we can't go back and change things. I'm just bummed that in our schedule, we don't have more time for this because the water is freaking incredible.
I will say this, but again, you know what, let me be fair. Whether I find it sexy or not, maybe somebody else does. But either way, it's you know, you doesn't mean you have to show it. If somebody else finds it sexy, why don't you leave a little something to their imagination and let them get to know you better before seeing all that sexiness that you have, if it truly is that way.
Look at it! Look at this! We are here and we are waiting to get aboard a boat.
I mean, to be fair, she's built.
And I was like,
I mean, Nirvana, to be fair, she's built a lot of body. Like if bodybuilding is about putting on mass, like she would win.
I spent all the time doing my hair this morning. I was like, it's going to be so resilient. Swam in the ocean once, it's already jacked. So that tracks.
And I thought this was funny. I know I thought this picture here was really funny because I looked at this picture and I know I have to leave soon because I know Skinny's coming on at 9:30 and I wanted to go on her show for just a little bit tonight. But I thought this was interesting. And I know everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But in my opinion, every other woman in this picture is more attractive to me than Anna. Just objectively saying. Even like the ones who are older than her. Like I think and it's not about size because there's like some girls here who are kind of heavy. But I think every one of them, like they just seem nicer. They seem prettier. They seem more like, I don't know. I just like if I could pick any woman on this boat, like she would be the last pick. But look at this group of women here. Like we can look at them, go through them one by one. We got her, and her. Anna's like the least desirable one on here, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, that was loud. Coming for snacks. Hi, stingrays. We know you brought the food for us. We want that good.
And of course, here she is endangering the wildlife because you know that if she steps on one of these stingrays, they're gonna have to put it out of its misery. She is annoying. Hey, well, you know what? Nothing wrong with having a younger admirer. You know, it's nothing wrong with looking good for your age. I mean, I'm like what? I'm in my early 40s, but I still look pretty good for my age. I think nothing wrong with trying to look young, looking healthy. And again, that's what bothers me is like the Target video. Anybody who hasn't seen that, go watch my replay I did with Glitter and Lazers going to Target drunk. She treats everybody else like they're a prop on her show. Like I know that she's recording videos, but just because you're recording a video doesn't mean that you have to act like you're the star of the show 24 hours a day. Like she just acts like she's always the star of everything, and it's like, yes, there's a time and a place for that. If you're in your element, if you're like really good at something, be that star. But if you're the newcomer, if you're the person who's learning, have a little bit of humility. And I wish I was learn, and I want to be more like that. I know that I could learn more humility. I don't want to sound arrogant, but I just feel like that's something I try to do myself. I've tried to learn that myself.
Okay, so we just finished swimming with the stingrays.
Well, I will say, Patty, I think Anna is just. I'm not attracted to her physically either. But even if she was very physically attractive, I would not be interested in the slightest. Anna could be the prettiest girl on that boat, and I still would not be interested because she just comes across as so abrasive and emotionally just unpleasant.
Which was really cool. Also, Bimini is gorgeous. I definitely need to come back here and spend like actual time in the Bahamas versus on a cruise ship, which I think that's what a cruise ship's really good for, is it helps you figure out where
Stingrays
you wanna
can be
spend more time.
dangerous.
And now I know. Bahamas. I took a little shower.
I have to go in just a minute because I wanted to go on Skinny's show when she was getting started. And this video is basically over anyway. But I will just say about stingrays that stingrays can be dangerous because they have such a massive stinger. If they don't even have to try to hurt you. If you step on one by accident and it just throws up that stinger as a reflex. It's not like it's trying to hunt you or anything. It just if you touch it, if you mess with it, it'll just sting you out of reflex. And that stinger is like a butcher knife. It's massive. Somebody, if you don't believe me or you're not familiar, go look up a video on YouTube. We're right on here. Go look it up of a stingray stabbing somebody. It is gruesome. It is absolutely gruesome. Yeah. Okay. Let's let the video play just a little bit longer.
I'm feeling refreshed and I'm going to get my hair braided. But here's the thing. I don't really know what I signed up for. I just was like, oh, it'd be fun to get my hair braided. But like, do I even know what that means on this ship? No. So I guess we'll find out together.
All right, everybody. I'm going to spoil it because, well, you know what? There's 1 minute left. I'm just going to let it run. There's 1 minute left.
Worth it. Y'all, we have one last dress to shoot. And I didn't want to. I was like, I'm not going to shoot this dress. And then I did it. I got up. I put the dress on. I put the makeup on. Well, kind of. Not a lot of makeup. Okay, I put some lipstick on.
I think it was a stingray.
We came down, and the place we wanted to shoot is freaking closed. So there's no point. There's no point that I'm here doing this.
Is she trying out for like the competitive trampolining? Is that what she was trying for, the trampoline or something? I don't know. I don't even have a good joke at this point. I think she's in Sports Illustrated. She's here for the video poker. Because this is what it is here. This video poker machine. Now I'm going to say this. Whether I find this woman attractive or not, I think this dress at least looks decent on her. I think this looks so much better than that bikini. I think that leaving a little bit to the imagination helps her a lot. I think this is about as good as she's going to look. And I think that she should try to dress in outfits more like this. This is much more flattering than the bikinis. The one video of her doing something she actually enjoys.
Well, guys, that's it. It's time
That's
to
it.
go home. It's time to disembark.
And I understand a cruise is like low impact entertainment. It's not something that you have to, it's not something that should be draining. But I just feel like this was such a non-event, right? Right, Empress? Shoving in a glitter and lasers isn't my type, but I think that dress at least looks decent on her. You know, like that's something that doesn't make her look worse, right? Like that's what I'm saying. Like not everybody can be beautiful at all times. But you don't have to, but you can at least wear something that makes you look a little better, right? Have some fashion sense. Okay, everybody. Everybody, I hope you have a wonderful night. I put a link to Skinny Queen's video, link to Skinny Queen. I'm going to be going over there to join her for just a little bit to give a few words on Chantal or whatever Skinny Queen's on tonight, just to go visit her, keep her company for just a bit. So hope to see you over there. Everybody have a wonderful, blessed night. You don't have to go over there, but you can't stay here because I'm shutting it down. But you can watch the replay. Thank you so much. Leave a like if you enjoyed the show. Click that subscribe bell if you'd like to see more of this content. And leave a comment if you're watching the replay. Lurkers, always appreciated. Chatters, always appreciated. I do have a Cash App. I'll put that up really quickly. Donations, always appreciated, never required. Here's my Cash App. If anybody is interested, I have a link over on my About section. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. I will see you all around. And if you do go on a cruise, I hope you do more than just stay in your hotel room for 3 nights, or stay in your cabin like Glitter did. Yes. Good night. Good night. Good night. Let me put on the music and end it off.